Hey, music lovers, it's Garth Weber, and I want to relate two very brief Albert King stories to you. The first involves Tommy Bolin, the guitar player Tommy Bolin, who I knew in, I think it was 1971. He and his band Energy rehearsed in my dairy barn in Boulder, Colorado, which was I've gone into that detail about that experience before. But anyway, I didn't happen to be at this particular rehearsal, but Tommy brought Albert King to my house and they jammed in my dairy barn, and I missed it. um, anyway, okay, so there's one. That's all I know is that he came to my house and jammed in my barn, and I wasn't there. The second story, I was there for this one. I was playing with Mark Ford, the great harmonica player, and we were opening up for Albert King at the Keystone Palo Alto. This would have been 1982 or 83, something like that. And so we were going to do our set, and before we played, Albert's assistant came to me and he said, "Excuse me, are you the guitar player in the band that's going to open up?" And I said, "Yeah." And he says, "Albert does not carry an amplifier on the road. Could he use your amplifier?" And I said, "Yeah, great." And so we played our set. I don't remember anything about it. I probably went fine, you know. And then Albert gets up on stage, and I don't think he like looked at me or asked for me to show him how to, you know, how to plug in and dial in a sound or whatever. He just plugged in, and he had one of the very first wireless units, probably a Nady, N-A-D-Y. They made a wireless guitar, so you would plug into a battery pack thing, and then you'd have a receiver that would be by the amplifier, and you didn't have to use a cable between the guitar and the amplifier. And I guess it must have malfunctioned, because I think the first song or maybe the second song, all of a sudden there was this horrible noise. It was like, and I had two amps on stage, two 112 amps, and I saw both pilot lights just go off. I knew that both amps were dead. And so I wanted to, and he just unceremoniously left the stage. He didn't say anything. I don't recall him saying anything to the audience like, "I'm sorry, my amplifiers have blown up. I'll be back when we solve this problem." He just unplugged his guitar and walked off the stage. So I wanted to tell him it was okay. I didn't want him to think that I was going to come after him for money or, you know, was angry about it or anything. I was just, you know, stoked that he had played through my amps for 30 seconds. And so I went back to the dressing room, and I knocked on the door, and the door opened about 2 inches. And his assistant said, "You know, may I help you?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm the guy that lent Albert the amplifier. Could I speak to him, please?" And had I thought about it more, I would have realized that I should have made it clear that I wasn't looking for anything from him. But so then, just as I finished saying that, I saw a big cloud of pipe smoke. Albert King was a pipe smoker. I saw a huge cloud of pipe smoke blow across the area that I could see through the door, you know, so I knew he was in there. And so, but his assistant said, "Well, I'm sorry, Albert not here right now. You'll have to come back later." And I said, "Okay." I said, "Tell him it's okay." And so I took my amps and I went home. I don't know what they did, because as far as I know, I mean, there were probably many guitar players in the audience, but as far as I knew, none of them had brought amps with them. And so what they did, I have no idea. They must have found one. Maybe they called a music store or something, found an amp. But anyway, that's the second Albert King story. I hope you enjoyed it.